So Superman just came out yesterday, and I just saw it, and it was fantastic. It was an amazing movie. Everybody's saying it sucks. I don't understand because it was honestly a really fun time. But from the title of the video, what this means for the future of the DCU is that, or at least James kind of said that each film is going to be totally different, is going to be totally specific to the character itself, right? The Superman is full of hope, and so it was very fun and hopeful movie with a bunch of different characters. It was obviously setting up all of the DCU with, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and the Element Man, and all those different kinds of characters. And it was amazing at setting that stuff up, but in having that weight on its shoulders of Superman, of having to be the first film in the DCU to set up the entire, cinematic universe, there was so much going on that it didn't go as deep into character as I think it could have, or I think it should have. But it was still a really fun movie overall. If you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. It's not perfect, but it's a great movie. It was really fun. I had fun watching it, and I think this is really good for the future of DCU. I think this is going to be fantastic because James Gunn hasn't really let us down on a superhero movie yet. Of course, that only means that time will tell, It'll happen at some point. But every moment in this movie was so good. I just wish it was a little longer, which is something you don't really say about a whole lot of movies, to be honest, because they're all like 3 hours long. But I wish this movie was a little bit longer so it could go into a bit more of the character, because there's so many emotional moments in the movie where it could have hit so much harder if it wasn't either undercut by some comedic moment, or we just weren't connected with that character enough. But I think this is really good for the DCU because it introduces a whole bunch of people like Supergirl at the end, which I was saying to people yesterday. I love the fact there's so many iterations of Supergirl where Supergirl is like looking off at the idea of Superman wishing that, she could like talk to him or like have help or, fight crime with him or whatever. And it's like, in this one, they completely break the ice with that. Like they are pretty much, they're cousins. They have the most sibling relationship in the one scene we see them in, which is so good because we don't see that a whole lot with lots of Supergirl material. So the fact that we were able to get that was amazing. But what scares me a little bit is that they announced that their output for the DCU is going to be 1 animated and 2 live-action movies per year, along with multiple TV shows. And their ultimate goal, according to the publication, is to eventually reestablish all companies' best-known characters, including Batman, Wonder Woman, and unite them into a Justice League film. Because they have the Justice Gang, which they're obviously going to make. Well, they have the Justice Gang in Superman, right? In the movie. That's not a spoiler. That was in the trailers, but. I assume that, at some point they're going to make it the Justice League. But I think, honestly, Guy Gardner was honestly one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character of the whole film. Anyway, going off on a tangent there. But I feel like this, I don't know how much of this is actually going to be true, how much of that we're actually going to see. Because I feel like if they keep going in the direction they're going, this Superman movie was really good. It had a lot riding on it, because if it wasn't good, then nobody was going to pay attention to the rest of the DCU. But now people are paying attention because it was actually a good movie. So I think the DCU's future looks really bright, especially knowing that James Gunn is actually he's actually canceled a couple projects from DC because the script wasn't good enough. And he's going in with the idea of script first and everything else second. Like the script has to be good. It has to be finished at least before the movie begins production. Which I think is a great move. I don't know why that wasn't implemented before. I think this shows great promise. I think the DCU will have great movies. I think the Supergirl movie is going to be really good because if it starts off with the idea that she's partying and doesn't really care very much and is just kind of in a lost headspace, I think that's a great way to start her movie. I think the Supergirl movie is going to be great, and I can't wait for what their DCU Batman is going to look like. He said he really likes the gritty Batman, so he's going to... I assume they're going to try and do that with the DCU version of Batman, but only time will tell. But I think the DCU future is going to really look bright because of the Superman movie. But what do you guys think? Do you guys watch the Superman movie? If you haven't, you totally should. I completely recommend it. But if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment down below. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye.